Hello and welcome back to the channel. We've got the Discovery 3 on the lift today. We're going to be doing a little bit more work on her. We've got some lovely shiny new parts there to fit. So let's get stuck into it. Now if you've ever watched a video on how to do this, you'll know that there are 3 nuts on top of there that you need to take off, and you'll also know how easy it is to do. I believe it's the same whether it's air suspension or coil springs. I'll get the torch in there. You can, there you go, you can see the back nut. You can see how awkward it's going to be to get to. Now, this vehicle's 20 years old with about 210,000 miles on the clock, so those nuts aren't just going to walk off themselves, and I know from experience that it can be a complete bastard of a job. Never mind, we'll get stuck in, see how we get on. Now I've already put a bit of penetrating oil on those nuts because, well, you can't beat a bit of penetration, can you? Right, it's taken me about 3/4 of an hour, but I've got those front 2 nuts off. Now, I've got I managed to get a socket on the back one, and you can see that with the camera, but I can't actually get my head in to see that without the camera. So I've just put the camera on to make sure that I've got the socket sitting properly on the nut before I try and undo it. Now if you take this plastic inner wing out, you do get a little bit more room, but I'm going to try without. See how we get on. Right, I put a bit of pipe on there, save me skin and my knuckles. Right, here goes nothing. Well, that seems to be working. Marvellous. Well, I'll just get that bottom bolt out now and the whole thing should lift out. Right, just lever that down a bit and that bolt should come out. Oh, marvellous. Right, you're going to come out. Just one out. There we go. Voila. Right, that's one off. Now for the other side. Okay, so I've got both struts off, and I think while we're on I'm going to put some new front wheel bearings in. Right, so that's the new front wheel bearings. They come the complete unit with the wheel hub on. So we'll get those fitted. So first of all, take the caliper off, and then we'll take the disc off and see how we get on from there. Let's get cracking. So that's the caliper and the disc off. Now I've got 4 bolts to take out. 1, 2, 3, one on the other side, 4. I don't know if you can see it on there. Take the big nut off, and then that hub should slide off. I've got a 15mm spanner on these bolts. Get the 4 of them out, and that hub should pull off. There we have it. It wasn't too difficult. Right folks, you'll notice that there's no backing plate on there. It should have a back plate on like this one has. This bit here, this tin plate that keeps, well, it's supposed to keep all the crap off your brake disc. Somebody's taken this one off, and they've taken it off with an angle grinder. I mean, look at the state of that. They've absolutely butchered it. Made no attempt to get these studs out, and there's all the leftover bits of backing plate still on here. Right, well, we don't have a new backplate, so it's going to have to live like that for now anyway. Right, so let's just pop the new hub on. Should be straightforward. That's all there is to it. Tighten those bolts up, put the nut back on, and we're good to go. Right, well, I've got the second one off, but this one's quite difficult to get off, and I had to put a lot of heat into here, into these bolts to get them out, and as you can see, give them quite a bit of a whack with a hammer to free it off and shock the bolts. I might have been doing a slight bit of injustice on the other side when I said they angle ground this back plate off. I think what they've actually had to do is change the bearing at some point, and they've had to put the angle grinder through these and cut the other one off. But I still think they've been a bit savage with the angle grinder. There was no need to cut so far into here with it. Never mind, they've done it. Oh, we'll have to live with it. So that's the hubs reassembled and everything put back together. All I need to do now is put the new struts in. Now, I don't have a spring compressor, but I know a man who does. So I've been and borrowed that this afternoon. So put new springs on and new shock absorbers. Got the old tops on, but they'll be alright. So all I've got to do now is put them back on. Shouldn't take long, he said, hopefully. Just drop the bottom in first, I think. Line those bolts up at the top. Which way out does it go? Right, you'll just fit in there nicely. I know you want to. That's it, baby. Now where did I put that nut? Oh, that'll do. Right, I'll see if I can get the bottom bolt in, then I'll tighten everything up. What you like for lining up? Nowhere near. Three hands for this bit. Quite. That'll do. Good job. Time for a cup of tea. Right, just need to tighten all the nuts up now and then she's back on the road. Well, that's the Discovery 3 back on the road. I've just had a little test drive for about 10 miles and all seems good. Well, that's it for this video. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one.